Okay, hi. I'm Becca Ruiz, and I am attempting to get all 10 points for this extra credit. Um, yes, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the how you get a 95% confidence interval for the true proportion of all Americans who support the Affordable Care Act. To do this, you're going to um, use the formula 1 over the square root of sample n, which in this case n is equal to 2,185 because that was the sample size. And when you calculate this, you end up getting that the margin of error is 2%, around 2%, and therefore the interval is 36% plus or minus 2%. To figure out the upper bound of the people who support the act, it'd be 36 plus 2%, which would be 38%, and the lower bound would be 36 minus 2%, which is 34%. The way to interpret this, careful interpretation, is that if you were to take many different sample sizes, always of 2,185, and each time you wrote down that your statistic was plus or minus 2%, which is what we ended up finding was the margin of error, then about 95% of the time, or 19 out of 20, of 95% of the time of the large set of those intervals or ranges would contain the parameter. So if you think of the parameter, if you think of yourself like trying to catch the parameter, you'd get it 95% of the time if that was your situation. And also, if the last part, C, Harris doesn't report margin of error because he believes that it can be misleading. And this is because there are many other factors that can contribute to error in sampling experiments. For example, there's sampling error, coverage error, error associated with non-response, and error associated with wording, like you could say something like with a double negative that makes the question very confusing, and therefore that affects the results. And yeah, so there it is. I hope I got all 10 points. Thank you. Bye.